Well, good evening everyone and welcome aboard the General Bailey. We're now embarking on our 2-hour 10-mile round trip of the beautiful and scenic Upper Dells. We will be making 2 stops on the way, our first stop at the Witch's Gulch and our second stop at the world famous Stand Rock. Now, how are you guys doing down here on the bottom deck? Good, glad to hear. Top 100 feet in elevation, that makes it perfect for the production of hydroelectricity. For that reason, there are 27 dams on this river. 21 of those are hydroelectric, with the very first one of those built right here in Wisconsin Dells, known as Kilbourne Dam. Now, when that dam was constructed in 1909, that actually changed the river quite a bit. That actually raised the water level here on the Upper Dells, the area of the river that we're traveling today, by about 20 feet. So there's literally a 20-foot drop down to the Lower Dells. That's why we've got a couple separate tours, the Upper Dells, Lower Dells. We got the jet boats, we have the duck boats. Personally, I do think that you guys are on the best tour out here. It's the most scenic area of the river. You get to get up, stretch your legs, walk through the cool canyon of Witch's Gulch. You get to see the dog jump at Stand Rock. Best of all, you've got Olivia to tell you all about it. Now, as we're leaving the city of Wisconsin Dells behind us, I always like to mention we're also leaving behind us all those things that didn't necessarily make us famous in the first place. You might notice for the t-shirt shops, the water parks, that upside down White House. However, that's not why people came to this area originally. They actually came here to do exactly what you're doing today, and that is to ride a Dells boat tour. Now, we have been operating Dells boat tours since 1857. In comparison, the first water parks didn't even show up in this area until the late 1960s. That's over 100 years after. So thank you so much for joining us out here and really re-experiencing what made the Dells famous in the first place, and viewing what we call the real Dells, learning about the rich culture and history that this area has. You guys picked a beautiful day for a boat ride. I'll hand the mic off to Olivia. Once again, welcome aboard. 2 large cliffs that you see ahead of us on either side of the river. The high rock on the right is called High Rock, which stands at 65 feet tall. The cliff over here on your left is Romance Cliff, which stands at 75 feet tall. In between these 2 cliffs is where the river is at its deepest. It is about 110 feet deep. Also where 4 counties in Wisconsin join: Sauk, Columbia, Juneau, and Adams. So as we pass through these cliffs, you can now say you've been in 4 places at once. Looking off on the right side of the boat off the bow, you'll see a rock formation that kind of resembles a big stack of pancakes. We call this Chimney Rock, named Chimney Rock for the stick and mortar chimneys that the early settlers first used. This is a great example of wind, water, and frost erosion and how it creates that pillar-like structure. Looking off on the right shoreline ahead of the boat, you will see Black Hawk's profile. His most prominent feature being his nose, the slit above his nose, his eyes, and the one below his mouth. If you get creative, you can use the trees and foliage as his headdress. Black Hawk was a Native American leader for the Fox and Sauk tribes. Lumber industry. Lumber raftsmen float their lumber down the Wisconsin River to the Mississippi, down the Mississippi, and selling it as they went. They often said that their most dangerous part of their entire journey was right here in the Narrows. Now you folks have to remember, before the dam was put in, the Narrows were about 20 feet shallower and ran at 35 miles per hour. This was so difficult to navigate due to the 90-degree bend in the river ahead of us. Off on the left side of the boat, you'll see that the Old River Channel once again joins us, which marks the end of Black Hawk's Island. Black Hawk's Island is a 210-acre island. If you look over here on the right, you'll see some concrete docks. Those lead back to Coldwater Canyon and Fat Man's Misery. We used to have these on our tours, but it wasn't very convenient for people who were traveling because it added about an extra hour. So now we only use it for ghost boat tours at night. Not to mention we do... we pass Steamboat Rock off on our left, you'll notice that the water is much calmer back here. The canopy of trees make it kind of cozy, kind of romantic. We like to call this Lover's Lane. And here at Those Boat Tours, we do have a tradition. So if you're sitting next to that someone special, or got lucky and sitting next to someone kind of cute, why don't you lean on over and put your arm around them, look them in the eyes, and give them a big old kiss. Please stay completely seated while we dock the boat. We'll verbally tell you when it's okay to stand up and come ashore. So if you're not in a seat right now, please find one for us. And then stay completely seated while we dock the boat. We'll tell you when it is a-okay to come ashore.
Spin អូតាគីបើអ្នកដឹងរឿងខ្ញុំសូមជួយលាក់ផងកុំប្រាប់អ្នកណាឲ្យសោះ
ទឹកនេះទឹកភ្លៀងណា Wow, beautiful.ទឹកវាហូរចេញមកតាម
Take pictures that were completely in motion. Your objects had to stay still for a full minute to 4 minutes in order for it to come out clear. That changed when A.J. Bennett or Henry Counts Bennett. Wow.
favorite place.
And even